Greetings gamers, welcome to my channel. With Starlight Revolver's second public playtest being around the corner, I'm sure many of us are excited to dive into the world of Somi. But before you start your dive, let's talk about 10 tips and tricks that I've learned from the previous playtest so that you can thrive in the battlefield. So without further ado, let's begin. Number 1. The diver you pick matters. The first thing you do when you start the game is to select a character, and each character has their own distinct playstyles at various difficulties. Effie is a close-range bruiser, Kira is a gunner, and Ren is basically a jack-of-all-trades. I highly recommend trying out each character at least a few times to get a sense of how they play, because it is important to know what playstyle works best for you. And if you want to know more about a specific character, you can check out my character reviews that go over their base kit, abilities, and my personal rating. Links in description. Number 2. If it's shiny, hit it. Once you're into a world, you're going to see stuff like silver boxes or shining mushrooms scattered all over the place. Break them. They drop things called loom, which is the primary currency used in Nishi Island Metropolis. You would need loom to craft fishing rods, and for the extra fancy people, emotes. Fishing rods are for you to, you're not going to believe this, fish, and the fish you get are crafting materials for things called trinkets. Speaking of which, number 3, trinkets are permanently unlockable buffs, which serve as additional passives that you can equip before starting a run. Trinkets can be a simple stat stick or a conditional buff. You can only equip 3 at a time, so remember to think about their synergies and whether or not they work for your character. But hey, you're going to craft all of them, right? Number 4. Don't immediately fill up your skill slots. Know that it is entirely possible to clear the game with just 1. I recommend getting 2 or 3 active skills, or 1 with multiple stocks. You only have 4 skill slots, and if you get a 5th ability room, you either replace one of your existing skills or skip the choice entirely, which is a waste of a room. Furthermore, it is entirely possible to get an ability room with a hard modifier next to it, and these can drop abilities that are pre-leveled, which save your Kodama, the currency to upgrade your skills. So it is a good idea to keep at least 1 skill slot open in case you get it. Number 5. Don't level up all of your abilities at the same time. Kodama is a rare resource. Well, it's just that the skill upgrading costs are exponentially expensive. Getting a skill from level 1 to 5 costs a total of 150 Kodama, which is about the amount you get if you focus on getting Kodama throughout the run. So it's not exactly easy to get a maxed out skill. Still, many abilities at max level have incredible scaling, and generally perform better than having 4 skills at level 1. So a level 5 skill is certainly worth saving up your Kodama for. Number 6. Always pay attention to your fuel. Your fuel is displayed at the top of the screen, and it acts as a sort of timer system, meaning you are encouraged to face the enemies head-on and beat them fast. Fuel will slowly decay over time, and the ways to recover fuel is through defeating enemies, praying at the recovery shrine, buying fuel, or perfectly clearing a room, which is when nobody in the party takes HP damage. Number 7. Knowing whether or not you should revive your teammates. If you run out of HP, you die. Who would have guessed? There is this currency called the Crystal Plume, a giant feather that somehow revives and fully heals you in solo play and for teammates in co-op. In clearing a room, all down teammates are revived for free, but that doesn't mean you should never use your Crystal Plumes, because when a teammate is down, fuel drain is accelerated, so you either need to clear the room ASAP or revive your teammate. I only recommend saving your feathers if you're close to completing the room. Otherwise, in cases where everyone is low or if the room has just started, you'd rather be safe than sorry, yeah? Number 8.
Let's go gambling!
Pinatas are totems that occasionally spawn at the end of the room, which can be seen as a red enemy pointer the moment you spawn in the stage. After clearing the room, you can attack the pinata to sacrifice a moderate portion of your fuel for additional currencies, like Kodama, Summonite, and Charm reroll tokens. If you're considering breaking one of these, which I think you definitely should, I recommend going all the way since the final drop has a big multiplier. Another small tip is to perfectly clear the stage if you can. Break the pinata for the rewards, then collect the bonus fuel for perfect clearing so that you minimize the fuel loss from
Gambling!
Number 9. Save up your Summonite. Summonite is a currency used for shops, which can occasionally spawn at the end of the stage, or when you pick the shop room. The wandering trader sells 3 items, while the trader at the shop space sells 12. I highly recommend saving up at least 800 Summonite before picking a shop room, because there are things that cost that much, or if you just want to buy out the shop. Having that threshold also helps moderate your spending, because you're not going to walk into shop with no money, right? Lastly, at number 10, pick your rooms wisely. Sacred Sky only has 27 rooms, with only 24 of them where you actually get to pick what room to go in next. So the number and kinds of buffs you can get are limited. In terms of priority, I recommend going for 2 or 3 ability rooms first, then Kodama rooms until you get a total of 150 Kodama for a level 5 ability, then go for charm rooms to get passive buffs. If you don't have any of the previous choices, Summonite rooms will be your next best pick, so that you can buy charms and shop rooms. So that's about it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, feel free to hit that like button. It really helps me out by getting more people to discover the channel. If you want to see more Starlight Re content, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you know when it comes out. Thank you again, and I'll see you in Somi.